Ngā taonga tukuiho. These are the treasures that are passed down through our whānau, and in each generation they live a new life. Some taonga have been laid to rest, sitting in cupboards or under beds, or on museum shelves and in glass cases. So how do we add to the infinite lifetimes of our taonga? When we take the time to listen, what do our taonga have to say to us today? Nau mai anō i te iwi. Today we're going to go and meet Kerry May, a contemporary Māori artist and a jewellery maker here in Te Whanganui Atara. Kerry May uses collections like Te Papa Tongarewa to bring te ao tawhito into te ao hurihuri. So let's go and have a look at her studio. Hara mai. Kerry May has whakapapa to te whānau a Apanui and Taranaki. Her work is absolutely beautiful, and we'll see that soon. But first, I want to know a little bit more about her.
So I grew up on Hanson Street in Newtown, and Koro was a carver, so always being out in the back shed, kind of like watching what Koro was doing. I love the smell of bone because it takes me back to those childhood memories. Sitting next to my nanny when she was doing the whatu, or, you know, binding... plaiting the cords. She'd sit in the kitchen, she'd have her Pall cigarette. My mum, she first started at Te Papa when it was up on Buckle Street, and she worked in the museum bookstore. Then Nan worked in the collections at Buckle Street. She actually worked in the basement. yeah, and which was kind of a little bit of a spooky place for those that remember the old Buckle Street museum. So some of my earliest memories are going down to visit Nan, and there's this like long corridor that you'd go down, and then you'd open the door and you're in this kind of dark, dusty space surrounded by these taonga and artifacts and everything that would speak to you and move. Nan taught me how to talk to them and talk to object, talk to taonga, talk to our tipuna and so on.
How do these taonga, or how do these raw materials show you the taonga within?
Often I'll be given a material, or it somehow ends up in my care, because I think of myself as a kaitiaki of this of these beautiful things from Papatūānuku and, you know, from our environment. I don't own them. They are what they are, and I am just a kaitiaki here to look after them, and then if they want to be realised into an object or made into something, that will naturally kind of come through, often sparked through inspiration of looking at the material, exploring it, but looking at the whakapapa of the material, and then also seeing how our tipuna might have used that material as well. There's a reason in a whakapapa for every kind of mark or material or thing that is used.
Kerry May takes us up to the studio.
So this is my studio.
Wow.
Yeah. Head on in.
Oh, ātāhua, wow. So some of these pieces would have been inspired by the taonga collection at Te Papa?
Yeah, most definitely. A few of them actually. So these two here, this one here is whalebone. Yeah. And this one here is just cattle bone, and they're inspired by the kaka poria. Oh. Yeah, and the kaka poria is the leg rings that you would put around the kaka's foot, because we used to have them as pets and use them as lure birds as well to attract other kaka down from the treetops. so we could catch them. Another piece that's been inspired directly from my observation and research and just like looking at things in the collection is this Pākahawai.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's a contemporary version of a Pākahawai. Yeah. So the other reason why I went into the collection to have a really good look at it is because I wanted to look at the construction and the form of how our Pākahawai is shaped. This one is a contemporary one, so it's capped in silver and it's riveted here. But the most important thing for me was to try and figure out this part here. And because there's Pākahawai in the collection where the paua has separated off from the base, I was able to see the grooves underneath and how it was fixed into the wood. And then also to see how they might have been bound as well. So I came home and I made a few of these and tried like binding and experimented with like different ways to make the groove underneath to sit the paua in and so on before I actually came to this final piece here. And then the chain is an extension from it in terms of our lures, because they used to sparkle and attract the fish and so on. So I wanted to carry that story all the way through and not only make something that's wearable, but something that people could learn from as well.
Can you tell me about some of the ways, like your tikanga work in your space?
Yeah, so everyone's got their own way of doing things, and so I approach my mahi and the tikanga that I put behind my mahi the way that I was taught from my nan and from my mum, but I am always looking to my aunties and my uncles, my cousins for support with that and run it past them, because when you're working with tonga, there's a certain there's a high level of respect for it, you know. So you have to do the right thing with that, and a big part of that for me is karakia, which is good because it helps me to, because I'm only learning my reo, helps me to feel comfortable in that as well, and also doing your research, you know, and reaching out to the whānau that that those pieces may have come from, and also my own whānau. So it's always taught, like, make sure that you know your homework and know the background, because everything has a whakapapa, and everything does need to be acknowledged.
What are your hopes for the future for this kind of mahi or for your connection with taonga?
In terms of our taonga that is currently held in the museum's collections, my hopes for that is that there is perhaps like more of it is brought out for us. More of it is like brought out from those back collections to the front. Like, we have access to our taonga as we should, but more information on that, and that some of that taonga should be taken out, and taken back to the iwi to enjoy as well. We're really lucky in Aotearoa that our museums allow us to be able to go and see our taonga. We can literally just email them, ring them, and show up. But we also have that right. It is our taonga, and we should have access to it. So, and I think that the taonga gets lonely, It wants us to go and visit it and hang out and, just be there. And there's something about just being in that space that is special. So direct engagement with our taonga is one level, physically, and then that, crosses over into the wairua side. I'm really lucky that I've had many mentors and currently have mentors and stuff that work in that mātauranga Māori space that can help guide me through it as well. Yeah, because in this contemporary time, I suppose, we have seen a lot of changes in how we approach tikanga. So I'm, having a mentor or others around me to help guide me with those changes has been very, very amazingly beneficial, but also helps to give myself more, I guess, faith or strength in myself. Yeah. Because my nan always said that, like, you are it, so live it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ko tāku he mihi ki a koe, Kerry May. Seeing your mahi toi and hearing your kōrero tuku iho fills me with hope for the future. I'm excited to see us express our culture and celebrate the whakapapa of those who have come before us. Mauri o Raiahoa. It's exciting to see the revival of our taonga making practices in action. Looking at Kerry May's work, I feel so excited for the future of our people and all the ways our taonga tuku iho might continue to live their infinite lives. Heoi anō koutou mā. In our next episode, we'll be taking our kōrero to a whole new realm. I'm headed to Ngā Taonga Sound and Vision to learn more about what kinds of treasures they have tucked away and how they might contribute to the revitalisation of our tikanga and our reo. Kia mau tonu mai.